All right, people, welcome to Peeps, the cafe where you can sit at our table or your favorite drink, listen to some slightly intense but definitely worthwhile conversations. A podcast where you can drink, listen, and converse. Are you all ready to get into the conversation?
Yes.
So, what's on the menu today at Peeps Creek?
Hot stuff coming up.
All right. And on the menu today is online dating. The menu, for those of you who don't know, is the topic. All right. So, Denise, this was a topic that you actually wanted to talk about. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, before we do that, we want to take a moment right now. This is your second or third time recording with us. Is that right? Third time. But this is the first time that you are actually at the cafe.
Yes, I'm super excited.
That's right. You actually put some gas in that car and actually drove up here.
I did.
Glad to have you.
Okay.
Thank you, Burke. Thank you.
DC, not Burke. DC.
DC, I guess.
DC.
Thank you. All right, so let's get into the conversation. So why did you want to have a topic on online dating?
So no personal reason. Let's put that out there. But I am curious. I'm interested in finding out. Have you guys done online dating before?
Well, before we get there, why are you worried about my personal business? That's what I want to know.
Have you done online dating before? Yes or no?
Well, it depends. So now here's what we got to do. We got to define
what's online dating.
So you tell me what is online dating to you.
So Match.com, Plenty of Fish, even the apps on your phone, have you downloaded them? And have you created a profile? If so, has that worked? Has it not?
I have participated in online dating. Yes.
Okay. So what has been your experience?
Depends on what I'm going for that moment. Am I going on to find a significant other and have dates, or am I going on to hook up?
So I guess that's part of my curiosity. Are you going in just to find a hookup, or are you going in to try to find someone?
So, first of all, before I continue to answer, because this is not an interview or me, okay? I'm trying to get my personal business out there.
I'm letting you guys have it.
All right, so Chris, what about you?
I have participated.
Online or on the phone? Like, have you downloaded an app, or you've actually signed up for online
No, I've
dating?
never signed up for like Match.com or like eHarmony or Christian and
Oh, eHarmony. Oh, yeah, that one. I forgot about that one too.
No, I've never done any of those, but like phone apps. They don't
Okay,
really
so
work
you've
out.
done. What's the one that you swipe?
Tinder.
Tinder. Okay.
I've been on Tinder.
I've been on Tinder.
I hate
I
Tinder.
have not. I have not done online dating, any apps or anything.
So I've been on Plenty of Fish, which I mean, my personal preference is that opinion is that sucks. I don't know what their algorithm is in matching people, but I don't think they do a good job. I tried to sign up for Match.
Bad experience.
No, I just feel like the people who they identify as been matches
Was not.
not a match.
Okay.
I tried to do Match.com, but they were asking for a credit card, and I wasn't doing that.
But I hear good reviews about Match.com though. They have the socials that they do. And I've heard good things about them, but I've also heard good things of Plenty of Fish. I actually have a coworker, I won't mention the person's name, who met someone and has been with that person for years now. So
Good for her.
4 years.
I won't say the amount of years, just so the person, in case
But
you're listening, but
but
they've
some
been
time.
with each other for
They,
some
so
time.
they had a successful time.
They did.
And there are a lot of people who are like on eHarmony or Match.com, but I think eHarmony at some point they also required you to pay.
I think they all need a membership out if you want to be like a premium member.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
I don't know.
Am I meeting someone? Like, are you gonna come and talk to me and get like my profile together so I can get it out there and match or
I think so.
harmonize appropriately? Like, what is that?
Because I was listening to, I watched 90 Days. And
90 Day Fiance.
yes,
I was watching it earlier today. It was so good.
I watched I was too. too.
Yeah,
but-
no, you left it on, so I started watching
okay.
it.
I watched the. Okay. I watched the before, and so they were talking today about that, and the guy was mentioning how he pays and gets more things out of having a membership. So there may be perks by actually doing that.
Okay, yeah, no, I didn't do that. I'm too cheap.
So you don't pay for Plenty of Fish, is what you're saying?
It's free.
Okay, but see, I don't know.
But I never did it on. So I only downloaded the Plenty of Fish app.
Okay.
But I never went on to like their website to figure out what they had to offer. I just felt like the people in the area who was on there, I didn't match with them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I've had a lot of my friends that have mentioned for me to actually do it, but like I'm scared of that. I'm scared of what if the person is like a creep, or I watch too much, ID channels and murder channels, and what if they're trying to kill me, or so I'm like afraid of actually doing that.
But I get that, but like Craigslist.
I don't do Craigslist either, so.
But like the Craigslist killer type of thing. I felt like maybe that was overly sensualized, but it happened, right? But also there was no process of like reviewing the people who are going, because anyone can go on Craigslist, right?
Right.
But that's not to say anyone can't create a profile, right?
Yeah.
But part of the beauty, I think, of online dating for a lot of people particularly is that you can prioritize people, or you can assess people from afar without having to deal with the uncomfortableness of being in person on a date, and then you no, this isn't right. Like, just like we've talked about ghosting before, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to ghost someone from an app, I think, than to go out on a full-fledged date and
That's
then afterwards be like, no, I'm out, but without saying that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just makes life a little easier, I think.
I disagree.
Why?
If you were to go and meet that person and you're like, okay, no, this is not gonna work, after that so-called date, it's like luck.
True, but that makes you an asshole, like in person.
Well,
are you gonna let unless you let the person know, be like, oh, I liked, it was fun hanging out, but I don't think it's gonna go anywhere.
And remember, Cristhian said he's ghosted before, so he is
An expert.
known for block.
Right, but
I actually don't block people at all. I don't block people. I just don't
ghost
reply.
okay, but.
And they'll get the message. Would
you think with your personality that you would actually tell? You don't think that you would feel obligated to tell the person after going out on a dinner date with them that nah, bro, or nah, sis, this ain't working?
This is like, I sound like an asshole by me saying, oh, I just won't reply, but I'm too much of a nice person to be like. Because what if they actually liked me? I can't just be like, I would feel really bad, even though me.
But what if they actually liked you from having conversations with you?
But he didn't like them, so it just didn't work out.
But what I'm saying is that logic is still there. It's just I feel like you're just using the fact that you can hide behind the fact that this is just like virtual. And so
I'm saying after meeting.
Yeah, he said after they meet face to face.
We go let's on a date. And after I go home and I'm like, yeah, no, this is not gonna work. If they were to hit me up, I wouldn't reply.
You would just ghost them.
Okay, but why do you disagree with what I said then about making that is a little more uncomfortable to go on an actual date with someone and then just...
Because he prefers that face to face. He doesn't want to have to do, right? You don't want to have to do the not seeing the person.
Yeah, let's say we click on... Because I'm much different on text than I am in person. On text, I can be a fun person, and in person, I can come off as shy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the same for other people, you know?
So what are you saying then? What's your stance? Is it easier to do an in-person date and be like, no, I don't want to do this, or to do like apps or
no, if you're talking to someone online,
mm-hmm.
the whole point is to, at some point, meet them in person. And after you meet them, if you're like, no, this isn't going to work out, then that's on you to decide. And if you're going to let the person know, you're going to let the person know. Okay. I feel like I'm too nice to be like, yeah, this is not going to work out. But then that also comes off as bitchy. Or like, stuck up.
Do you feel like you're too nice irrespective of what whether you are just online versus dating, or?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I think so. I don't think Sean is though.
Yeah, that's what
I think I'm confused. I'm confusion.
What do you think I'm saying?
So what he's saying is, so you start the connection, right? Online.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, you're going to have to meet face to face. Because you cannot keep that relationship online. We're not doing 90 days here. So he wants to be able to have that connection with you online, but at some point when he does get to meet you, hey, if it didn't work out, you won't hear from me again.
But okay, so what's the difficulty of just telling the person, hey, I don't think this is...
And I'm going back to that. I think that I'm too much... I sound stuck up and like a bitch right now, but I wouldn't be able to do that.
He would feel bad if he does that.
I would feel bad, but like that guy or girl just wasted her time.
So basically, you too weak.
Basically, I'm the pussy.
I don't want to admit that because I really like you, but yeah.
It's okay.
Basically.
I prefer that truth. No, I am a pussy. Like.
Well, first of all,
let's
use a different word. We are now in 2020, where women are standing up for their rights, and so pussy is an indication to like denigrate women, right? Pussy is the concept that they're not strong, but we know that women can be strong, leaders. They are head of households. They are taking care of house and home. So let's use a different word.
I'm weak. I'm sorry for anyone who I've offended.
You see politically correct. Look at that. Look at these angles right there.
You're so stupid. This is not about you.
Okay, so going back to the topic. So has any of the online dating you've done, has it worked out?
It depends on what's working out. Like if has it worked out to if I wanted to hook up, I was able to hook up and go, sure. Has it worked out where I'm like looking for my lone life significant other? Nah, not at all. But the other thing is like, okay, so for me, I'm weird. So most people think I'm an extrovert, but I'm really not. Like I prefer to be by myself, and I'm more comfortable by myself. And so I am shy or awkward when I meet someone. So I tend to not exude what I exude online, just because that whole initial barrier of trying to like introduce myself and meet for the first time, it's odd for me. And I mean, I've been on dates where after I met people online, and we're still friends, but I know it was odd. Because it was odd for me. Does that make sense? I mean, yeah.
So, do you make it clear that it's going to be a hookup?
It depends on the place where you go, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, there are apps that are particularly, everyone knows they're just for hookups.
Don't say everyone, because obviously I'm like so naive to all of this. I have no idea.
I mean, so like Tinder, for instance, is
a hookup
basically
app,
it's basically a hookup app.
So I've heard about Tinder because that's how I knew about the swipe.
Swipe left.
But see, to be honest, I didn't know it was a hookup. So
let's not just say it's a hookup because then we'll be defaming the organization. Let's just say that a lot of people who are on there portray themselves as if they're there for purposes of meeting people, but you quickly would know from the conversation
if it's a hookup
or the interaction that is really about hooking up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's been my experience, and so that's why I categorize it personally as a hookup app, because every interaction I have has been about hooking up.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take that comment back too, because my coworker met her current boyfriend of
On
like a few
Tinder?
years on Tinder. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there are successful stories.
I mean, but when it first started, I mean, I didn't join initially because I thought it was really about truly trying to date. And I wasn't in the place where I wanted to date. I wasn't in the place where I wanted to be with anyone, actually. So I never joined. But then I joined, and then I was like, yeah, this ain't for me.
So what made you join? Why not just go to a bar and try to meet someone? Or why not just, go the old-fashioned way? Why just join an online dating to see what you get out of that? What made you do that?
Boredom.
Okay. Because I've been bored and I just
like loneliness.
Not necessarily loneliness. Because there's an awkwardness of like, okay, I like going to bars. I like going to bars to listen to music.
You do.
I don't go to bars to meet people. So I always have an agenda. That agenda is to go have some drinks, go listen to music. It's never to go and meet people. The thing about why not go to the bar is like, because that's not what I'm going to the bar for. And so I have no interest in that. And the reality is that in this particular area, because it's kind of small, you see the same people all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people come off, and I'm going to sound a little bitchy, but I'm not being bitch, but I'm being real. And from my perspective, is that they're so like always there, and it's like, do you ever do anything else type of thing? And so that, to me, that's a turn off. So, yeah, that's why I don't use the bars.
Okay.
And most of the time, it's like the music's too loud to be trying to have
A conversation, yeah. Trying to yell at each other.
Yeah, I'm just, you can buy me a drink if you want, but don't think this is going to be a long conversation.
I will literally run away.
If they're
That's how
yelling
shy I am. If anyone's who's ever like approached me, it'd be like 5 seconds, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go now.
Oh, Christian.
I literally have no social I'm not sociable at all.
Unless you're drunk.
Unless when I have a few drinks in me, I'm like more talkative but other than that, no.
When he has a few drinks and Christian is a mess.
Don't call me out like that. Fuck you. I'm control, okay?
Mess. If this was a spelling bee. MESS.
SS.
Alright, go ahead.
Why are you going along with him?
I was just,
thought we were
it was
friends.
the spelling bee.
I
No,
thought it was-
we are BFFs.
We are.
I was just doing the spelling bee.
We're just Fs now.
So why you trying to hit us with all these questions? Why don't you go to a bar and meet people?
I'm not interested. I'm just not interested. Because had I been interested, maybe I wouldn't have been this single for so long. But it's just not something that interests me, which is why I haven't done online dating or the apps.
Okay, so why don't you join? Okay, so here's another thing. Like, I said boredom earlier. Christian said loneliness. Okay, you can combine.
I've been both.
Oh,
You can combine the two, but sometimes it's just fun to have random conversations with random people who you have no connection with, or no interaction with, or no like, I'm never going to see you again if I choose or you choose. But sometimes you can engage in some like intriguing conversations, and they don't have to be sexual. They can just be like
friendly
and talking about shit that you never thought about, or talking about their family, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's the same shit I've been dealing with. Like, what have you been doing? Like, I've had a lot of conversations like that where I've talked to people about personal stuff because they don't know me. It's almost like going to, in my opinion, like going to a psychiatrist or a psychologist, and like just talking to someone who doesn't have
any connection to you.
Yeah, like their opinions are truthful typically about a situation, and you can take it or leave it or whatever. You can decide what you want to do with it.
No, I've been bored. I've been lonely. I'm not gonna lie. I think everyone that doesn't have someone feels lonely. But
I do want to say I've never joined an app because I've been lonely. You mentioned that earlier, that I said that, or something like that.
No, you said that when I said boredom, you said loneliness. You were trying to equate boredom to loneliness. you were trying to be petty and shady.
Okay, yeah, towards you, but
yes, I know.
No, but people have joined because of loneliness.
I thought you were saying that I said.
Yeah, but I want to go back to that. Sorry,
Yeah, sorry.
But why does that matter if a person joins an app because they're lonely?
Oh no,
what?
I thought you were saying that you were coming at me and saying that I joined because I was lonely.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay.
No, I've been bored. I've been lonely, but it's not. First of all, I am not someone to share my experience, my personal experience with anyone, not even if it's family. So that would definitely not be me. And I don't know.
You just download on me all the time and just
No. That if that's what you do, that's what you do. Everyone who knows me knows that they could be my friends and we could be close, but my personal is my personal, and not even my sisters know stuff about me. That's just who I am.
I know. That's why I'm saying you download that crap on me.
Not even you.
Oh my God! You tell me
you
almost.
Don't even know.
Oh well, I didn't find out that. Some shit.
Trust
There's gonna be some smoke in the city.
Listen, all you know is anything that's going on with our child,
and
that's it. No, but I've never been inclined to actually join an online dating. I was curious to know why people actually do it, and like I said earlier, I've had people that tell me, why don't you just go online and let's create you a profile just to see, what you get, and I'm like, no.
It might be like, I don't want to say hobby, but maybe a distraction whenever you are.
I have Instagram for that. I can actually go to Instagram and.
But technically, Instagram could be online dating.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
people slide in my DMs all the time.
Well, see, you are public. I'm private, so no one can slide in my DM unless we are friends. And my friends know that, come on now.
No, that's not true. They can slide your DMs, even if
well,
you're private.
The people that I have on my Instagram are friends for a reason, because they are my friends, knowing that that's how we're gonna stay friends.
And let me clarify. I'm not saying that I'm the shit.
The popular one.
Yeah, I'm not saying any of that. But people do come in my DMs, and it's fine. And I engage in conversations all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say that I think people tend to think that I don't want to use the word ghost, or I don't know what the right word is. Like, I will be engaged in a lot of conversation, but I'm hesitant to meet people outside, and that's because it has nothing to do with them. It's my awkwardness. Like, inside, I'm really I don't like meeting people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, if I'm out and about, you don't see that, and just because I made it a point to try to avoid that weakness being shown, and because of my profession, right? It requires me to be out there. But even that's uncomfortable a lot of times. But I really don't like meeting people because I'm weird. Like, I'm odd. I know I'm odd. And so yeah, I don't know. But you should. There's nothing wrong with online dating. You should do it.
No, I never said there was anything wrong with it. I just was curious to know the reasons why people would actually join. But this is the bottom line as to why I actually brought it up. I felt like since we have this podcast going on and I've been joining you guys, I wanted to do a social experiment. So what I'm going to do is I am going to turn my Instagram public, and with the help of you guys, I am going to create an online profile.
On which app?
That's the thing. That's why I needed.
You can do Tinder.
I would not recommend Tinder, to be honest.
Yeah.
What would you recommend?
Something more mature.
It's an experiment, okay? Let's not go crazy here. I'm not trying to find the love of my life.
So just Match.com, eHarmony, Fish.
If the love of my life is out there and he's listening to me right now, my Instagram is going to be public after this episode. So just go ahead and slide in that DM. And we can have a conversation.
Oh my God! If you say that one more time, this is
but this is why I brought the topic up, because I want us to do the experiment and I want us to come back after a while.
I'm not doing it.
Not you. I'm doing it.
Okay.
So we could see,
But I want to see the evidence.
Proof.
I want to see the conversation.
You guys are going to see it, because that's why I'm doing it. Because I want to see, after a certain amount of time, will my opinion change about online dating?
That's actually pretty smart. I didn't think you were going to.
But I mean, could you do it as like?
Oh.
Does it have to be online dating? I mean, does it? Okay, let me ask you this. Is your intentions to date or to meet people? I feel like those are two different things.
Yeah, definitely. It is not to date.
Okay.
Let's put that out there.
But if you happen to meet someone and something happens naturally or organically,
then hey, happens.
so be it. All right. Okay, so when does this? We're gonna do it after this episode.
Yeah, we're gonna do it after this. I just want to see how it actually goes. I want to be able to, instead of staying on that, I've never done it. I don't know what it's about. I don't know what type of creeps you get in there or what type of good people you actually do get, because we've heard successful stories. I know people that have done it, and he knows his friend. So I just want to be able to have that experience, and then we can come back to another episode and just talk about, did I get creeps? Did I get people acting crazy? You know?
But what's a creep? Define a creep to you.
I don't know. Somebody that's just crazy.
You know, like, when they're creepy.
What if they just come and they're sexual, talking, right? Is that creepy or what? Right.
I mean, it depends. Some people will come with sexual stuff and you already know off the bat what it is that they actually want. But there are some that will come and just send you a whole text with what they want to do to you without even saying hi. And it's like, creep, like, hello.
What about if someone saw your profile picture and said, you know what? I've been online for a while. I've been something, I don't know if you can call it fate. You can call it what you want. But something in me kept coming back to your profile, and it kept coming back to your profile for a reason.
Corny.
And I think part of that reason is that
we're meant to be together.
No, we're meant to communicate with each other and see if potentially we can hang out in person. But I know that you may not be interested. I listened to the podcast, or I saw whatever you wrote on your profile. I understand you're not into dating right now, and that's okay. I don't care about that. But what I do care about is the fact that there is something that keeps coming to your profile for a reason. And I don't want to stop coming to your profile, and I want to be able to communicate with you. So
creep.
Why? Maybe creep. The Lord is sending him your way.
That is kind of creepy.
Creepy. Like, I'm sorry.
You wanted our opinion, right? Or
yes. Okay. So, but I have a friend. Okay, I'm not gonna say who. But she was in church one day, and the Lord. She never met her husband. The Lord told her that's gonna be your husband. And sure enough, they got married. They had no interaction before, but it was something that was propelling her and propelling him to say.
Did he say all that?
The story, I understand. Propelling, everything I said? Yeah. No, but
okay, then.
But what I'm saying, though, is I don't know what was said because I didn't ask, but it's just like they never met, they never really interacted, but there was some other force telling them that we are meant to be. And so, I mean, it's kind of the same concept.
I mean, we'll see. My initial reaction was creep. But listen, you may have a six-pack and, picture may be looking good.
6 feet.
No.
Too tall?
What does a six-pack, what does that have to do with anything? They can have a six-pack and be an asshole. They can be a six-pack and come in and steal everything from your household.
True, which is why I said
and take it to another state.
Well, it ain't going to get that far.
I'm just saying.
No pun intended. No, but I'm just saying, I don't know, we'll have to see.
Right.
Again, this is starting as a social experiment, but again, you just never know. I may end up finding, the one.
So why do your friends say you should do it online?
Because I've been single for so long that they're just like, oh my God, we have to find you somebody. I know.
Basically, let's help this chick out.
It's never been my interest.
So you'd never bring up finding someone or anything?
No.
With that? Okay.
My priority has always been the boys, and I just never, felt like I want to do that. It's just not. It could be it could be very different things. It could be the fear of who am I going to meet, you know, like, I can't help but go back to those ID channels shows, you know.
Kill me?
Right. What are your intentions?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I mean, you also are a parent, and so there are other aspects that you need to think about. You also have to think about who you're bringing around your children, and I mean, people don't think about it, but because you are a parent, that means that you have someone else, the child's father. I always say you have to consider, like, because that can create a situation where there could be unnecessary tension, and that can create a strain on your relationship. And so there are other aspects of that you have to consider, which is, by the way, after this podcast, we are going to, since we're going into the night, we are going to do our first blue light special. And blue
now
light.
you guys want to do what I do.
So our blue light special is going to be where we just have blue lights on, like kind of like back in the day when they used to have like the blue light parties in the basement where people couldn't really go to bars, so they would have little parties in their basement. And we are just going to have some like in-depth conversations about various things. And so one of the things that we're going to do in this blue light special is talk about dating as a parent or dating someone who have children. The difficulties with that, if there are difficulties, and the stresses that come with that. So anyway, stay tuned to that. That will be on YouTube. It would not be a podcast. But putting that aside, there are other variables that you have to consider. So I mean, I get that, but I guess for me, I just would say don't cut off something because you are thinking about the worst. Because you have a tendency of, I know you.
Yeah.
You overthink.
Way too often.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unnecessary things.
Hey,
But I'm also,
I will get a text and then I'm like, okay, what does this mean? Like, does it mean this? Does it mean that? Like,
well,
you know?
never read tone in text.
Huh?
Never read tone in a text. So you shouldn't be thinking like, what does this mean?
I've never thought about that. That's good advice.
You should use your own advice, because when I send you text messages, you
Listen.
come off boom, 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 and you reading all kind of text tone, and those text messages not there.
However, right? Thank you. Thank you.
I'm in that same group message, and sometimes she's right, sometimes she's not. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're not. I'm always right. Let's get that out there.
Yeah, yours always comes sweet. Like,
I'm always.
there's
like,
no way we
I'm
can
the
be mad with
mediator.
him.
Weak. All right. So, we are going to do this experiment, and then we're going to come back and we are going to talk about the experiment. Now, are you counting out Tinder before we?
Definitely.
Okay, so no to Tinder.
No Tinder.
Because it's easy to swipe left or swipe right. It's just easy to do. You just be like,
And then you can.
But see, that would be a hookup.
like a super boost.
no, you don't. A hookup is only going to be a hookup if you want it to be a hookup.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing Tinder.
Because okay. Are you going to pay for Match.com? Or are you going to try to do the trial?
We're going to check and see. We're going to sit down and I'm going to sit down and go over which one I actually want to do.
Okay. All right. And so as part of that is that are you going to do like a raw picture, meaning like just a picture? Or are you going to do like this whole like studio, take 78 pictures to decide which picture to go up?
Well, Snapchat is my best friend because those filters.
Are you still on Snapchat?
I don't use Snapchat. I only use it for the filters.
You can't put a filter on your profile picture.
Yeah, it needs to be raw, organic, who you are.
I know.
Cause then.
But I'm saying, Snapchat is my best friend. I don't go to photographers or stuff like that. I got Snapchat for that. But.
Or you could just have your iPhone and take a regular picture.
Nah, because their filters are like
Slide them
weak.
to me. I got Facetune.
That's no bad.
Is
I'm
it
just
good?
kidding. My editing abilities?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have the app. I pay for it, but I never use it.
You pay for it?
Yeah, I wanted to
Oh, yeah.
learn how to Facetune. My friend asked me if I could edit one of her pictures, and I was like, yeah, sure, I got you. So I paid for it just for that, but I never.
So you need to take these bags out.
Oh, I can do that for sure. We're gonna edit that part out.
No, we're going to keep that. All right.
Oh, yeah, we can keep it.
All right. So, for those of
Keep
you.
the bags or that part?
That part.
All right. So, for those of you listening, we are going to do an experiment with Denise and try to set her up, hold her up. Now, we're going to do that. For those of you who are looking on YouTube, and if you decide that you want to be part of that experiment, you need to make sure, A, that you be considerate, bitches. Okay? Don't be disrespectful.
I'm like, what
For those of you who listening, I have these.
What's that other one, the asshole one?
We have the.
You're welcome.
What are these called again?
Coasters.
Coasters. We have coasters with these sayings. And on this saying, on this coaster, it says, be considerate, bitches. So yeah, be considerate, be respectful. All right. All right. So anything else you want to say about online dating?
No. We'll talk whenever we do the experiment.
All right, we'll see.
How long do you think it'll like?
Yeah, how long
I
does
don't
it
know.
take?
So I was just thinking a month, but what do you guys think?
I mean, depending on when this comes out, then we'll get started.
No, don't worry about when this comes out. We can start it today,
Uh-huh.
and we can do 30 days from today.
Okay. And see.
And come back with results.
True.
Right?
True.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, so this was not a long episode. It was a fun episode, I think.
I think it was really fun.
Yeah.
Online dating. Thanks to Denise.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you coming up. And,
Write me that check.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for coming up and actually coming to the cafe. I appreciate it. As always, thank you, Cristhian, for being a part of Peeps.
I'm a co-host. Get it right.
No, you're just a reoccurring guest.
Co-host.
Wow.
Okay.
Respect. Thank
Oh.
you.
Okay.
Say it.
RESPECT.
You think you're
RESPCT.
You think you Aretha Franklin over here?
No, actually, I was trying for him to throw back at you the spelling bee. When you know.
Mess.
Yeah.
MESS. Mm-hmm. Good job. Catching on. Don't come back though. All right. You got something else to say?
Say it. Co-host.
All right, people. So that is the episode today.